Hello folks, the Celtic Nerd here bringing you another nerdy video, and we just missed a quest there. So we're gonna have to backtrack a little bit, but we were on our way to our next big quest line. There we go. Have we been given the name of this area yet? Well, we were given the name of this smaller area, but not where the main quest is taking place. Let's see, do I have access to the rocket boots? Perks. Yeah, I do. Oh yeah, I always forget. It's always listed as a mount. There we go.
This is too easy.
Yeah, she will easily take care of them. And there we go.
You're Master Yuan's apprentice, right? I've heard how strong you are in the Force. I'm Fia. Padawan Fia. Still have to get used to having a title. I've just started learning about the Force. I've got a long way to go before I'm as good as you.
Stay open to the possibilities, Padawan. You might surprise yourself.
I've certainly had plenty of surprises lately. I still can't believe I'm here. Just last week, I was crowing a garbage scow on Raxus Prime. Then this scary-looking Jedi shows up out of nowhere and says that he can sense the Force in me. What are the odds?
There's no such thing as luck, Padawan. You're meant to be here.
That's exactly what the Jedi who found me said. Say, do you know Master Tillin? He's the one who discovered me. I'm trying to get a message to him. Master Tillin is studying a big mystery in Kaleth's ruins. Something about ancient droids attacking people? If you're headed to the ruins, would you give him this holo recording from me? I'd be so grateful.
I can take care of that.
Terrific. I can see why everybody here is so impressed with you. Here's the holo recording. Master Tillin has a small camp outside the ruins of Kaleth. Thanks for doing this.
Now, this is an example of... how should I put it? Like, this is early evidence that we were supposed to travel here, you know, on foot initially. But for some reason, they got rid of that. Because again, like, you still need to visit a location in order to unlock, you know, the fast traveling via quick travel. However, when the game initially first came out, you had to first travel to a location before you could even use the speeder bikes. Now, I could understand why they would change things, because like you had two fast travel methods that both had the same unlock condition.
Padawan Fia sends her regards, and this holo recording.
Chobod I kafu anchawa. Chopting wampala hagwa doi biska.
Who knows why humans do anything?
Ja koga hutapawada o bambaula. Oi grani tampio dume donkey. Cha kulka dumaji tahus hagwa upa. Crispa do e kanki kunke gupa. Do bataji moi atima.
I am more than impressed, actually.
Kulkadu choski nawe kuchuso yomata chi pompota.
Ki mada tamta chirule ya? Noe ayuya tia chavopa. Tinka dwana che mai chuba. Achuna, kwa bo nuta dubita.
What kind of damage can these droids do to people?
Ja koga huta pawada o bambaula. Ki fa gutai oto India. Ji wom tahumpa mulira wata wompa. Ji wom tahumpa mulira wata wompa. Kyoto pa bubanda bakawanki. Ne umpi bedwana ni bobo chopa uma. Ne umpi bedwana ni bobo chopa uma. Dwarawanki wabdaya tugaloka. Kili watabunki donko patoga loda.
I'll get those samplings for you in no time, Master Tillin.
Yiliska chanaga bumpa komchinka. Wonka tuske uwana wa Zuzaneko higa da noila. To chananga e ma.
This place might be called
Runaliska
Kaleth.
chananga wachikospa ini kontinka.
Now, this my character brought up something there, like, and his again, it's once again an example of the game detecting our species. Now, because it gave me the option to basically be a little prejudiced towards humans, and that I have to point out, like, my character looks human, but he is
Stay
not.
down.
My character is a Mariluka, which is a human-like species. So, and the funny thing is, the reason why Mariluka wear whatever, like, the stuff over their eyes is because I only recently discovered this. I discovered this thanks to a Ludasport member who wanted. We were trying to do a Star Wars D&D game, and she wanted to play a Mariluka. I was like, you know what? Sure, I'll try and develop. I'll try and make that race playable.
Show respect. You stand before greatness. The first blade, I guard. It rests with the ashes of its maker, the Weapon Master.
I don't know the title. Who was he?
He saw Jedi as warriors, not only philosophers. Armed them, protected them. The first blade, first Jedi weapon. From this beginning, lightsabers came. Millennia pass. Only hilt of first blade remains. Only disturbed once. Rajabari came. He proved worthy. Permitted to take the hilt. Later, returned it.
Perhaps I could do as Rajavari did.
To take the hilt, prove worthy. The philosophy of Jedi combat. Show understanding. The Weapon Master left challenges. Here in Kaleth. Training droids to test his students. Find them. Prevail. The hilt of the first blade waits.
Okay. So, as I was saying, but yeah, now
Someone clean up this
I made the
mess.
race. I did some research, you know, obviously to try and make the race as lore accurate as I could, while trying to make it also a bit more acceptable, you know, as a D&D playable race. And what I discovered was quite shocking. The reason why Mariluka wear the wrappings, or, you know, veils, or whatever the individual chooses to wear around their eyes, is so that they can make other races feel a bit more comfortable around them. And that is because
This is too easy.
Mariluka don't have eyes.
Not even a challenge.
Yeah, this race that looks like humans actually does not have eyes. Now, again, they use, anyone who's familiar with Knights of the Old Republic would be aware of Visamar. She explains to your character and actually teaches your character that, like, she uses the Force to see. She doesn't actually use her eyes. And it's how you unlock that power in the game
Stay down.
as well, is by having her teach you. But I never really thought about it too much until I did that research and I realized, oh, okay, there's a reason why, like, at some point, as a species, they began to use the Force to see. And I guess as enough of them were doing it, to the point where then, slowly but surely, their eyes became less and less used. Like, their actual eyes are being used a lot less, and that resulted in them just eventually evolving to having no eyes. But they still have eye sockets, which again is quite fascinating as well, that they still have eye sockets. I'd like to believe that it's just pale skin, like they have the vague shape, like their skull still has the indentation of where the eye sockets would actually be, and like where the eyes would be, except instead of having eyelids and a hole, it's just muscle and skin. So like, just so that it's not as disturbing as it could be, because it would be very disturbing if they actually just had like empty eye holes, and you could see into it, and possibly because like that runs. The reason why I prefer it that way is because like if they don't, it means you could theoretically maybe look at their brain. But if you were to look like through the eyes, I don't know. Either way, I like to think that they just have skin there, because otherwise it makes the Mereluca much more horrifying as a species. But yeah, no, it's the reason. No, luckily enough, most Mereluca do gravitate towards the light side. Now, they are often extremely powerful Force wielders. They're like, the species tends to be quite sensitive in the Force. But yeah, it's just, oh my god.
Telemetry is received. All droids report your battle performance. Satisfactory.
In that case, I wish to take the hilt of the first blade from here.
Take the hilt. Treat with respect. Fight with honor.
Master Yuan, I found the hilt of the first blade. A proto-lightsaber from someone called the Weapon Master. The hilt looks as if there's data engraved on it.
Of course. The first blade points the way. Rajivari made the legendary weapon itself our guide. The Force is certainly with you, Padawan. Please bring the hilt back to the temple at once. I will look into a way to access that data.
And with that, we are done. Once again, we completed a zone. Again, with the exclusion of the exploration quests, like we are flying through these areas a lot faster, and I'm not gonna lie, a part of me is glad. It's making the videos a lot more bite-sized and
safe to explore Sith ruins. There may be traps, or I don't know.
Less of an issue of being overly long.
Oi grani tampio dume donkey. Wata botenya nucha nubota. Kitrita nimni tanuv. Kapola kupi de opra. Anquas nimna matasunri. Wonka tuske uwana wa. Zuza neko higa da noila. To chananga e ma chai.
That's simply fascinating.
Grula waskakwa bobana. Chichawa una chichitua. Vifa karibu utachuba naganga. Crispa doe kanki kunke gupa. Do bataji moi atima.
Clearly, the light side survived these doomsday weapons.
Ki mada tamta chiruli ya? Noe ayuya tia chavopa. Punyo blasto wonki ti ato konchi. Taiboka dunka wona wanga.
But yeah, as I said in an earlier video, we are definitely now subscribing to the traditional spellcaster attire, you know, with the whole flowing robes type motif, as opposed to what you would generally depict as a Jedi.
Reminder, mechanized travel is for official business only.
Gotta say, I'm more of a fan of the Jedi attire that everyone's probably familiar with. The very Eastern look, the gi, and then having like the robes going over it in a fashion of like a cloak. Much more a fan of that aesthetic as opposed to these full-on like spellcaster attire. It's gonna be one of the reasons why I'm looking forward to when we eventually do get to the Jedi Knight. Mind you, though, with the spellcaster look, I do actually enjoy it when when playing. See, now this is the look I like. I prefer the more traditional Jedi attire. But then but when it comes to Sith, I like how the Sith full on and like just go against that design. Like the Sith are proud to be, you know, standing out so much.
Hello again, Padawan. I'm glad to see you well. Master C.O. Bakar, I was there to greet you when you first arrived.
Do you need me for something, Master C.O.?
At least he has a sense of responsibility.
This is Master Jarek Kaden, another of the Jedi Council. Yuan told us about Nayland Raylock, the pilgrim seeking Rajavari's secrets. She also claimed the Force is guiding your training. This isn't unknown, but...
Master Yuan mentioned this, but she didn't go into details.
Yuan thinks encountering Nayland and finding a few relics proves you're meant to find this fount of Rajavari. It's baseless. First she welcomes that Trandoshan into the temple, now this? She's getting more unorthodox by the day.
What do you make of Yuan's claim, Padawan?
I trust in Master Yuan's wisdom.
The Council has agreed to accept Yuan's opinion. For now. But I am concerned about the dangers this path is leading you through. Finding the Fount of Rajavari before Nayland Raylock does is important. But so is your safety, Padawan. Be mindful.
Rajavari's hologram proves the same technique existed. Don't you see? It'll resolve that silly debate once and for all. Overexcite? I'm not quite ready to... Ah, Padawan. Much longer and we'd have come looking for you. I thought you might have crossed paths with Nayland Raylock again.
Master C.O. and Master Jarek met me outside. They wanted to discuss what you said about me and the Force.
Why are they distracting you? Your task is too important. You said you found the first blade, or its hilt at least. Is it... May I see it? Ah, the folds in the metal. The power cell chamber. These are lost techniques. Our lightsabers began here, with this.
It's incredible to be in the presence of something so old and influential.
I deciphered a second clue from Rajavari's hologram. To find the Fount of Rajavari, this hilt must be taken to a cave in the Typhonian Mountains. The hologram says the founders meditated in that cave. Debated. they became the Jedi Council.
All our codes, our laws, and principles can be traced back to those debates.
I apologize, Padawan. Kaizen's devotion to the hunt is quite single-minded.
I don't mind. I welcome his help.
Good luck and be careful. The hologram said nothing of what might be waiting in those caves.
Alright, let's see here. Okay, so next we are then going to be going into Flesh Raider territory. So we didn't actually go into it yet. We tipped into it, or at least on the border, when we went to Kalkari village. But this time we are full on going into it. Now, I would normally, like I did previously, I would actually try and start the video a bit closer to the area. But we do seem to have a quest near here. Here we go. Now, this quest is probably just about us locating our trainers.
The Force is strong with you, but don't think you're invincible. Like you, my Padawan showed great talent. She was strong-willed, thoughtful, such potential. She would have served the Order well, but the Flesh Raiders extinguished her life. I sensed her final moments. Terror, agony, then nothing.
You have my sympathies.
Thank you. I'm taking measures to prevent other Jedi from sharing my Padawan's fate. If we understand the Flesh Raiders' culture, what motivates their violence, we may yet forge peace. Unfortunately, our emissaries are met with aggression. The latest team fled, but not before witnessing strange idols in the Flesh Raiders' camp. Do these idols fuel the creature's rage? What do the Flesh Raiders gain from their worship? To know, someone truly brave must examine the idols.
The Flesh Raiders' motivation will soon be known to the Jedi.
I would shield you from the Flesh Raiders, but this task is too vital. Inspect the idols and record your findings. Stare into the face of what they value most, and ignore no detail, however trivial. Once you're done, give the data to myself or Master Wix, my ally in this cause. He's attending to the pilgrims in Kalikori village.
Okay. Alright, so luckily enough, everything is running smoothly. So we're going to actually start this video in Kalikori village, because it is the closest point we have to the Flesh Raider camp. Now I'm gonna do some. I'm gonna sell some items first, real quick. Oh, we have a quest. $5.54. There we go.
You are fit for duty. Return to your post.
So yeah, we're just gonna pick up some quests first.
Jedi, you came. I was afraid. I didn't think you'd make it. You have to be fast. You have to find my son before he's hurt.
I don't understand. What about your son?
I knelt at the temple gates. I begged for Jedi help. Isn't that why you came? The Flesh Raiders took him a week ago. They came at twilight. One of them was just covered in blood and scars. He dragged my son away. Listen, our scout saw Vio, my son, on Tythos Ridge. That's where the raiders have their camp. They say he's hurt. He's bleeding and limping, but he's alive. He's waiting for rescue.
That's what I do best.
If you can't find him on Tythos Ridge, look for a sign. Something he'd leave behind as a signal. He had a satchel with him. He could leave that. The Flesh Raiders will try to stop you, but I've seen Jedi fight. Help me, Jedi. Help him.
Oh, I was expecting them to do, you know, the whole, "You're my only hope." But no, we didn't get it. Also, they now, I want my title to be there. There we go. Alright, so, there we go. We now have a bunch of quests in the Flesh Raider territory, ready to go for when we get it. Now, folks, I did a fair bit of commentary in these first couple of videos of the Jedi Consular. Unfortunately, though, I am going to be doing this final video that I'm going to be doing next is going to be a silent recording. And it'll be us completing the Flesh Raider territory. I'm the Celtic Nerd, signing out. One name, one sky.